All right, so we've been introduced to the distributive property and we've done just a few examples. This is a property where the more you practice, the easier this is going to be. So I have 3 examples that we're going to do, and if I were you, I would pause the video and try the examples out and then watch and see how I do them. So this example has a negative sign in front of it. Now the negative is right next to the parentheses, so remember it's being multiplied. Well, this is kind of confusing, so it might help us if we turn that negative into a -1. Remember, we usually don't need to write a 1, but in this case it might be helpful to see that there is a number outside of our parentheses. So now we have -1 being multiplied to x and to a -11. So -1 times x is just -1x. -1 times -11, a negative times a negative is a positive. As you are starting with the distributive property, I would highly recommend using these loops just so you remember to distribute it twice. Once you get good at this, you probably won't need those loops. Okay, 3 of the following expressions are equivalent or equal. Explain which expression is not equivalent to the other 3. Well, looking at this right away, I see lots of expressions that need to be simplified. So let's start with number 1. 2x minus 12x plus 10. Well, I see some x values, so I might as well put those x values together. 2x minus 12x, so 2 x-ray machines minus 12 x-ray machines gets me -10 x-ray machines. And then nothing's going to change with that plus 10. All right, let's move on to 2. 12 x-ray machines minus 2 x-ray machines, that gets me 10 x-ray machines. Nothing's going to change with that plus 10. Here we have a positive 10 minus 10 x-ray machines. This is a term with an x value. This is just a regular number. It doesn't have a variable attached to it, so I can't combine them in any way, so that one's actually all done. Number 4, we need to get rid of our parentheses, so let's do the distributive property. So the 10 out to the 1 and the 10 out to the -1x. So 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times -1x gets me -10x. So now, which of those are not equal to each other? Well, it's kind of confusing because some of them look alike and some of them don't. We need to remember that the sign in front of a number always goes with it. So we have -10 x's right here. Here we have positive 10 x's. So those are 2 different things. Here is our x value. We need to take the sign in front of it. So we also have -10 x's. Over here, we take the sign in front of it. So we have -10 x's. So all of these are -10 x's, except for that one, which is a positive 10. So the one that does not match is number 2. And here's your challenge. We need to get rid of all of our parentheses by distributing, and then we need to see what we can simplify. I'm going to start with making some loops. So I'm going to distribute all of that out so that the parentheses are all gone. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times x is a positive 2x. X times 3 technically gets me x3, but what we're going to try and get used to, and will definitely come into play when you're in algebra class, is we put the number first, followed by all of the variables in alphabetical order. So we're going to write that as 3x. Put the number first, then the variable. So plus 3x, and then the x needs to go out to the y. Well, I don't know what the value of x is, I don't know what the value of y is, so we just put them right next to each other. And again, in alphabetical order. They're both positive numbers, so positive xy. Here, the y needs to be multiplied by the x. I don't know the value of either of them, so I'm just going to leave them as their variables and right next to each other, but put them in alphabetical order. So a positive xy. Y times 8 is just y8, but let's put the number first and then the variable. So plus 8y. And then we could put that and that together, since those are both xy terms. So we have negative 2 xy's, and we're adding 4 xy's. That gets us a positive 2 xy minus 5x plus 12. All right, so all of the parentheses are gone. We did the distributive property. Now let's see if there's anything else that we can simplify. Right away, I can see that I have a regular number, 6. So looking through all of this, is there anything else that's just a regular number? Yes, 12. So a positive 6 and a positive 12 make 18. Once we simplify it, let's get rid of it so we don't have to look at it. And x value, so I have 2 x-ray machines. I also have 3 x-ray machines. So now we have 5 x's. That's an xy term, so it cannot go together. Another xy term, a y term, an xy term. There's another x term. So I have 2 x-ray machines plus 3 x-ray machines, but then I am minusing 5 x-ray machines. That means they completely canceled each other out. And we're left with 0 x-ray machines. Writing plus 0 is just a waste of time, so we're not going to write anything. Now, how many xy's do you have? Well, I have 1 xy, here's another xy, and here's 2 xy's. So we have a total of a positive 4 xy. Get rid of, and the only thing that we're left with are 8 y's. All right, stop. Complete practice number 7, distributive property, before continuing. Again, lots of practice on the distributive property will make you really good, and you'll go very fast at it.